Hello, welcome back to the channel. Now, do you remember a little while ago I realised that this iCarPlay was unusable up here, so I attempted to move it down to the top of my dashboard, and to do that I was going to use this rather ugly box, mount that there, put that into that, drill holes through my dashboard so that I could reroute all the wiring. It would have looked really nasty, and I'm so glad I gave up on the idea and didn't do it, because the company ATOTO, who make this iCarPlay, also make a dedicated unit that fits on top of your dashboard. This is designed to go on top of your dashboard, and not only that, everything is wireless as well. You literally, all you need to do is put power to this and it will work. And talking about power, it even comes with this adapter that goes in your cup holder, and this is actually a battery, so this will work when your ignition is switched off. Absolutely brilliant. And it's got a reversing camera as well, which is also wireless. It's also got a OBD2 reader, so we can monitor our engine whilst we drive. Don't know if it's a diagnostic tool, but what we will find out later on. I'm so excited. Right, so all I've got to do now is get this all unpacked, stick it on top of my dashboard using the supplied mount, and we'll see how we go. I can get rid of that then. Right, I'm so glad that I didn't manage to do this, because it would have ruined my dashboard. This is going to be so much easier. Let's get it all unpacked, get it fitted, and see how it works. Honestly, this has got so many features. I'm just going to sit here and unwrap it and take it all in. What a great bit of kit. There we go, look at that. That is nice. I need to work out how this mounts to it. Oh, so much stuff. Oh, there we go. This is the cigarette lighter power port. So this plugs into your cigarette lighter socket. Is it compatible with 24 volts though? Because this van's 24 volts. Oh yeah. Yep, 12 volt, 24 volt. Thank goodness for that. I didn't even think of that until just that moment. So this is the reversing camera. It's got a battery in it that you charge. Right, okay, so that needs to be charged. Let's put that to one side. Loads of adapters in here, all sorts of cables and stuff. Aux cable, which is good. Some other cables. A little button. Don't know what that is for. Instructions. That's it. Everything's out of the box. Oh, hang on, what's this? SIM card. Right, so it's got a wireless as well. SIM card and another SIM card. 2 SIM cards. How about that? Put the box over there. I think the first thing I'm going to do is put a screen protector on it. Oh, look at that, I did it. That's the first. Might get all the bubbles out. Yeah, putting screen protectors on isn't my thing. Look at that. You can see all the bubbles in it. Anyway, it's on there, it's protected whilst we figure out how this all works. Got it. Yeah, it doesn't really, you can see why it's stiff now. It's quite heavy. Oh, it's got a little locking device. Oh, there we go. No, maybe not. Doesn't matter because I want it low. Anyway, the lower it is, the better. Let's power it up, shall we? Okay, so I've had a little look at this. I've had a bit of a play. I think I know what I'm doing now. And I've got to say, this is really easy to plug in. And they actually call this the portable smart car screen. And I'm beginning to think to myself, you could theoretically take this out of one car and put it in another. It's that easy to wire up. It is portable. And the model number, for those of you that are interested, is P1025P2M. There it is there. I'll just hold it there for your convenience, and I will leave a link in the description of this video for anyone out there that fancies checking this out. Right, so let me just demonstrate how easy this is to plug in. So on the back we've got all these ports looks complicated, but it's really not. We've got a SIM card port there, so you can actually put a mobile phone SIM card in this, and I will be doing that later on. The power cord goes in here, aux in, aux out. So this is if you want to connect this up to a amplifier or an existing stereo that you've got in your van or car. You could use the aux cable like this. Hang on, I've still got it all bundled up, which is just simply like a earphone jack plug. And then moving further along, we've got the memory card slot. So you put an SD card in here and that records and becomes a dash cam basically. Reset button and WRC, that's where the receiver for the rear reversing camera goes. Then above that you've got a USB slot. Right, so to connect this up to power, you use your cigarette lighter socket, and I'm going to use my power station here just for ease of demonstration. Make sure I turn it on. Now there are two outlets on this. One is clearly marked battery and it says power, and the other one's got a mobile phone on it. Now we have to make sure we get this round the right way, because the outlet is actually 12 volts. This looks like a USB-C cable, but it's not. It actually says on here, warning, 12 volt outlet. So just bear that in mind. And then that one goes in there. We take our receiver for our reversing camera, all wireless again. Plug that in there like that. That's it. Apart from our aux lead, which we're not going to use, not at the moment anyway. Oh, there we go. It's now powered on. Try not to get these cables tangled up. Let's put that there like that. We'll wait for it to power up. Wants to go there like this. So this will go on my dashboard. When I put the van into reverse and I want to use the reversing camera, we can, right, let me just read this because I need to, Bluetooth connection. Okay, we're not going to connect it to our phone just yet. So let's come out of that. Let's go into the home screen. There we go. Straight away you can see that that's this camera recording. Double tap and it turns to the rear camera or split screen. So you can see my hand there. So that's the front facing camera. So when this is in the dashboard or on the dashboard of your van, that then becomes the front facing camera. And if I want to look at the reverse camera, I simply touch this button here. It worked earlier. There you go. And it switches to the reverse camera. There we go. It took a little while to pair, but there you are. That is now connected up to the reverse camera. You can see my camera that I'm using. A little bit bizarre. That's it. It is now ready to go. So all I need to do is use the sticky pad underneath here to stick it to the top of my dashboard, get it in a position that I'm happy with, fit my reversing camera, and I'm pretty sure this slides behind the rear number plate by the looks of it. This is rechargeable. When you're on the reversing camera, if you touch the screen, you can see a little battery monitor there telling me that this is at 94% charged. And I do believe this is removable, so when I want to charge it up, I just use a USB-C port here to recharge it. It really is as simple as that. Here we go. Oh, and it's got sensors on it, so at night these actually light up. It lights up really bright. I don't know if it will do it if I cup it with my hand. Yes, there you go. See, it lights up at night. Absolutely fantastic. Right, so I'm really excited. I've absolutely no idea what any of these controls do, I've got to admit. I've not tried it yet, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. But the most important thing is to get it fitted to the dashboard of my van and get it operational. Right, so if I want to come out of that, I'll simply click that and then it goes back to the front facing dash cam. And of course, because it is an iCarPlay device, we've got all these apps we can use. We can watch YouTube on it, we can do Google Chrome. It's got Drive Chat. I think you can talk to it like AI, but to do that obviously you need it connected to the Wi-Fi or use the SIM card, like the mobile phone SIM card, which they actually supply with it. There you go. Yeah, that's it. And when I've finished, I simply turn the ignition off on my car, just unplug it, it's easier. It should now turn off. There you go. Easy as that. Really simple. And like I say, because the way this is, I could theoretically just unplug it from this van and take it and put it in my Sprinter. I would need another mounting plate though, another one of these. I wonder if they sell these separately. I'll have to have a look. If they do, then all I'll need to do is get one of these, put it in the Sprinter, and I can actually swap and change this around depending on what van I'm going to drive. So if you've got multiple vehicles, absolutely perfect. Right, I'm going to stop rambling, get this installed in the front of my Vario. Yeah, don't know how this is going to work though. Probably do this first, potentially. Nah, let's get this fitted. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is actually clean my dashboard where the sticky pad is going to go. We want to give it a sporting chance, don't we, that it's not going to come flying off at the first hurdle or speed bump. And I'll clean my glass as well while I'm at it. That. Now I've removed the base from the screen. I've messed around and tried it and seen for the best place for it to fit. So let's go ahead and take this off. I think you probably just get one go at this because that looks, yeah, that is super sticky. I'm just gonna, I think that's the middle one there. That's about middle, looking at that. So let's just put it dead in the middle, I think, on the edge of that line there. Up against that line. Looks pretty central. Now, in case you're wondering what I'm going to be doing with this head unit, I'm simply going to take this out, put that away somewhere. I may fit that in the Sprinter. I'm not sure yet because the Sprinter has got the big double din in the dashboard. Anyway, so I'm going to take this out and I'm going to put an old style radio in there because there will be a big hole there and it is a single din hole. So I've ordered like an old style radio just to go in there, just to fill that hole up. And it will probably work as well. So I will connect it up. Just an old-fashioned wireless, if you like. Right, I think that's stuck already. Now let's reattach our iCarPlay to that. And I'm going to unplug it, unplug everything from it just to make it easier. Oh, like that. I've put the SIM card in this as well, the mobile SIM card. So it will be interesting to see how that works, if it works. The rear camera I've fitted behind the number plate. I haven't screwed it to the bumper permanently because it does cover up the number plate. So I'm going to need to figure out where that's going to go. Right, also I don't have a cup holder. So I need to get some kind of drinks holder to put in the dashboard. Until I do that, it's going to be quite a lot of loose wires. Oh, mind you, look, it's got this nice little thing there so we can gather the wires up. Right, plug that in. I'm just going to rest that there in the ashtray for now, just till we can figure this out, how it's all going to go. I want that side. Absolutely fantastic. So now when I'm driving, unlike this one up here, I can actually see that, I can get to it, I can touch it, I can have full control. There you go, reversing camera is working. What about the front camera? Touch that, it should come off. Yes, wait for it, there we go. Dash cam is working as well, and I do believe that is adjustable. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that, we can even adjust the horizontal. Look at it, nice. There we go, a nice view of my workshop. I'll need to play around with this, I think. Don't know what this does, we will see. Right, so I can connect it to my mobile. Let's have a look. I've no idea what that is. Settings, we've got all sorts of stuff going on here. Apps to our delight. So there you go, it actually works. I just wanted to show you how simple this was to connect up, and I want to say a massive thank you to ATOTO for sending this to me to try out, and I will be trying this out, that you can be assured of. Right, let's get rid of this. Right, so I've just moved the van outside just to give me a bit more light. It's a lot brighter out here, even though it's raining. So I really need to see what's going on behind this. So I'm going to take this out and I'm going to put an old-fashioned CD radio in here just to fill the hole. You'll see what I mean. Let's pull these clips out, these security clips. This shouldn't be difficult to take out actually. So this is a really cheap, I got it off Amazon, it was like 29 quid I think. God, I remember my first CD player, I think I paid like £300 for it. I guess it's a sign of the times, they can't give them away anymore. Old school and all that. This might take a while. Get the bloody thing off. That's it, that's got it. Right, that goes through there like that, that goes in there, nice and simple, look at that, fantastic. Let's get me a little probe, bend that lug around now. Oh yeah, it's got some side lugs, seriously, could it be any simpler? Right, well, there you go, that doesn't fit very well. It's a little bit iffy, that is. Look at this. That's as tight as I could get it. I think I need to fashion some brackets on the inside of this, to be honest. But nevertheless, it's done. We've now got an old school stereo filling that hole up. Does it work? Welcome. Yes, it works. Not that it really matters. Oh dear. Yeah, I think we might need a better aerial. So there you have it, old school, new school. Which do you prefer? Leave a comment down below. Do you prefer the old school type stereo, or are you into the modern tech? Me, not so much. It's going to be a massive learning curve. I really do need to figure out how this all works. It's going to take a while, no doubt. But in the meantime, at least now I can listen to the radio, sort of. But nevertheless, I will leave a link in the description of this video taking you to ATOTO's website. So if you're interested in getting your hands on one of these, that link is down below. Well, hopefully you found this video mildly entertaining, slightly informative. If you did, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you very soon. Thanks for watching. Ta-ra for now. Right. Where's the manual for this?